No, she's dancing to the music.
Hello, book collectors, readers, friends, Romans, countrymen, ladies, and gentlemen. Today is a swell day. Besides George hanging out with my good buddy George here, we got a box in the mail with a book in it. And as the kids say, let's unbox that mug. What do you think of this? A big box. A big box from a company called Centipede Press. That is swell. So let's take a look and see what we got, and we'll show you what it looks like and maybe talk a little bit of smack about it. Before we get too far, how about doing me a favor? The kids in the other room always tell me, don't forget to tell people to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, whatever that means. Hook me up, and we'll see what we see. No ado. Without further ado, let's get this thing opened up. See what it looks like. This is a book from Centipede Press, and from what it says is a 700-page book. Now it doesn't feel extremely heavy, so I don't know what's going on there. Let's see what we see. The way I think a 700-page book ought to be pretty heavy. But anyway, let's see what a 700-page book looks like. I've got some of them things on the shelves already. My Centipede Press box, unbox it, and I got some bubble wrap and a book, bubble wrap all around the book. So it stands to reason that my junk made it out okay. It looks like from all sides it's protected. It's in a big oversized box, and the box wasn't busted up at all. So good things are on the horizon for me, I do believe. Let's open up this, unwrap it all, and here's what we got. 700 pages, so it actually kind of looks like a 700-page book to me. Not extremely heavy and not extremely huge. I was expecting it to be maybe a little bit bigger, but maybe that's just unreasonable. I don't know. Shrink wrap book. And I haven't even said what this is. This is the Masters of Science Fiction Collection by Robert SHECKLEY. 700 pages. I believe it contains 31 stories, 2 short novels, less than 100 pages each, I believe. It is edited by John Peelin with an introduction from Christopher Priest. Have you ever heard of Christopher Priest? Have you ever heard of a book and then also a movie called The Prestige? Phenomenal. I would love to see, and maybe it's on the horizon, I would love to see a high quality limited edition by somebody of The Prestige from Christopher Priest. That's one that I would buy. I would try to buy just as quickly as I possibly could. So let's get this shrink wrap off. I think I have number 388. Should be no confusion on the number there. Let's see if I can do this without damaging a book. If there's one thing in this world that I hate, it's a damaged book. But it's not. It's worse if somebody else damages your book. If you get a book in the mail and it's all busted up, messing it up myself, that's no good. But at least I messed up my own book. And maybe I can do it without messing it up this time. Get the shrink wrap off. Take a look at my new Centipede Press offering. So we got this paper dust jacket, as is not uncommon with a Centipede Press book. It's kind of a rough paper feel. I don't know, almost yeah, just a rough paper feel. Here's our dust jacket. Put it back on so you can see it without the shrink wrap on it. Look at that artwork for just a minute. Take it all in. Take it in, man. There's a spine, and you can see that some of the artwork wraps around the spine and then onto the back here. It looks really good. Looks really good. It's gonna look good on the shelf. So here's what it'll look like sitting on my shelf. Take this dust jacket off and show you what it looks like underneath. So our boards are very dark cloth wrapped boards with, I don't know if you can see that, but let's see if we can help you see what that looks like. The embossed design on the front. Can you see that? Why can't you see that? Can we help you see that? That's our embossed cover on the front, and then the spine. Simple Centipede Press Elegance. Centipede Press is a publisher that really tempts me to having to buy 2 of each copy, because when you take the dust jacket off, they tend to look really nice. And this one's no exception. So let's look a little bit closer. Our end papers. What I'd like to do right now is take a look at the table of contents, and it's on the website, but I'll show it. I'm not going to go through each one, but there's two short novels in here. One is Damocles, and it's less than 100 pages, and then the other one is Minotaur Maze, and again it's less than 100 pages. But there's our table of contents. I believe I'd read that this was 31 short stories, 31 stories in total, from Robert SHECKLEY. Robert SHECKLEY is a very influential, legendary science fiction writer. Primarily focuses on short stories, and when it comes to science fiction, I am one that tend to like more of the short stories than I do the novels. Not that I like short stories in general better than novels, but I've read a lot of science fiction short stories that I loved, and I've also read some science fiction novels that I didn't like. So my batting average is a lot better on the short stories than it is on the novels. And Robert SHECKLEY is one who, from what I gather, spent a lot of time writing short stories. And I've read a few, not all, but I was excited to get this collection. While I'm talking, let's show you what some of the stuff that is included in here. Centipede Press has been a publisher that's been tough for me, as in I've tried to buy multiple books that were released from Centipede Press and failed. In fact, The Spear was one where I bought it, got my receipt, I was excited. Only that day or the next day I got an email saying, sorry, we're oversold. If you want, you can have an unsigned copy. So I've had a hard time. There's been some that I really wanted that I didn't get. But that's the way it goes. And that's one of the benefits of a secondary market is you can always go out and still get it. You're not only limited to buying direct and on the day. So I'm kind of flipping through here to see if there's any pictures, and I passed one. Some of the stuff that I can show you that you might not know unless you got one on your got one for yourself. Maybe you can decide if you want to go out and get one yourself if you were one of the folks that missed this one on publication or on release day. So let's take a look at our signature page here. This is a signed copy, and there's our signature page. You have a facsimile signature from the author Robert SHECKLEY, who passed away in the year 2005. It is signed in person from Christopher Priest. I already mentioned that, the author of The Prestige and Centipede Press, or anybody else if you're watching. Let's see if we can get a nice limited edition copy of The Prestige somewhere. It's also signed. It's also signed by John Peelan, and like I said before, Jim and Ruth Keegan, the artists for this edition. So that's my copy. You can see it's a fat book, 700. I think I said, 701 pages, I believe is what I read, and that would be wrong. Overall, this book is 724 pages in length. Of course, that's not all stories. That's also additional information I believe would be included in the page count. But a very nice book. I feel lucky to have been able to get one on publication date, and that's all the lies I can think of. So, c'est la vie, baby. Thank you.